Hey everybody, it's Durger time. Welcome back to another episode of Total Extreme Wrestling 2016, New Japan, USA. So we've basically built our show. We have most of our roster set up, and it was 2 episodes to set the thing up. Now it's basically time to start running this thing. Now remember, if you've kind of skipped the first 2 episodes, it's been a bit of a time since you've been watching. We are playing as Rocky Romero, as a booker, not an owner of New Japan Pro Wrestling. No, owner is in fact Harold May, and we have some requirements from him on how to run the show. But for the most part, we won't have to worry about that. We're just going to be trying to run it and trying to bring it to the next level. We're invading America essentially in our New Japan promotion. So we have some final people coming in to our group. We got ACH, which will complete the contract. We got Ishimori, Bone Soldier, is not a face, he's a heel. We got Walter. And we got Teddy Hart. So, and we got to figure out where to put them into the group. We also have some new goals, which we can take a look at right now. I think these are basically, actually these look like to be the same. So, mostly what he cares about, Harold May cares about, one, we've gained popularity in some degree in America. That's actually not too hard. In a year and almost 2 years, we should be able to do that. And then we have to make sure we don't hire basically weak talent, which is fine, because since we're a very performance-based show, we're not going to be looking for D- people anyways. So we got an 8 days of new show. Let's go ahead and sync up these guys to the stables that we have. Add a member. We're going to add Ishimori to OG. I think at some point, I said Drago and Phoenix were family. It's actually Pentagon and Phoenix. I don't know what I was getting confused by that by. Suzuki-gun is going to be Walter. Who else did we get? Did we just get? Oh, ACH. I don't think ACH is aligned with anybody. I don't think so, at least. Yeah, he's part of the Taguchi team, but that's not really a group that we're gonna have. So we'll just assign him. Mid Carter sounds fine. We also have Andrew Everett. Did we assign him into a group? Or is he just sort of everywhere? I think he might just be sort of everywhere. Or he's part of Chaos. Okay, that seems fine. And we have anybody else here that we needed to fill in? Well, we'll just do an auto push. Might make it easy. And just no, we don't have anybody else. Take that. Oh, Teddy Hart. Teddy Hart was going to be Suzuki-gun as well, I believe. Okay. And now we might make our own stables as things go, but we want to have a starting off point of continuity with the New Japan brand. So, I know some people are talking about, maybe we shouldn't have the same groups, but it's more about setting up the basis, and then we can move on and do other things. The groups can split up, new groups can form, and old groups can kind of falter. There's a lot of different options there. It doesn't have to be the same, but in theory, it's going to be the same starting out. Now we have Destruction in America in 8 days. So we're going to have that. That's just going to be a standard pay-per-view show, but what we're going to have to do is we're going to have a lot of belts on the line to kind of work on that, to fill those in. And I believe we have a couple shows set up. There's going to be more showing up as we go. We have our G1 Climax in America, and then obviously Destruction in America, Ring of Fire, Global Wars US, and New Year's Dash. But we're going to have some other shows that as we go through that are announced that will come and go, that kind of thing. So let's go ahead and fast forward to the first show. Okay, so looks like we are here for Destruction in America. We got an 82% backstage rating. We'll have to look at our backstage stuff. I haven't really played with that yet tonight. We probably should. Switchblade apparently got injured in the meantime, and Bandito's working elsewhere, but that's fine. But we'll go ahead and go through with it here. Let's metal. This looks good. I just want to kind of build up something. Nothing. Okay, that's fine. Obviously, we are going to be... Well, we got 4,000 fans are expected for New Japan Destruction. So we're going to want to do... let's pick the best venue. I mean, probably should do the Cow Palace. 1,600, though. That's a lot of people. Go to Lucha. Wow, the Lucha Underground Arena only has 850 capacity. Holy crap. So I guess our short-term goal is to fill up the Cow Palace every night. Would be nice. Not a lot of places here, which is unfortunate. Sam's Town's Las Vegas location, Staples Center, Stockton Arena. Nothing for 4,000 people. So we'll do pick best venue. It's going to pick us a generic, but that's fine. So Destruction in America. Let's go ahead and book this show. We'll be right back. All right, we are back. We got 10 segments and a bunch of matches. So we'll go ahead and run it and see how this goes for our very first actual show for New Japan America. So we start off with pretty poor segments, but it's what we got. Harold May comes out, addresses the fans, just announces the creation of New Japan America. Thanks everyone for coming out, and announces that we have a whole bunch of belts exclusive for the company, and due to the tournaments in Japan that were off air, there are contenders for those belts, and some of them will be on the line tonight. And in addition to that, the U.S. champion Juice Robinson will be defending his belt tonight as well in the main event. Apparently, it didn't bode well with the crowd. He's not a great speaker for us. We'll keep that in mind going forward. We start off with a opening work the crowd match between BCOG and sort of a mishmash of New Japan wrestlers. It's a poor match, unfortunately. Bullet Club OG defeat them. Tama Tonga ends up pinning Toei Hanare in a pinfall with a Tongan twist. Tama Tonga was apparently the weak link, struggling to keep up. That's interesting. I got to switch this out. I realized I prefer the numbers, so I'll have to do that over in between the show. Yeah, Tama Tonga had an E-. Holy crap, dude. Well, I mean, he's not great. I'll give him that, but I thought he was better than that. Slightly better match. We have Young Bucks versus the Best Friends in a tag match. And I'm trying to replicate a lot of the styling of New Japan too. So it's just heavy tag matches back and forth. And though right now, as we're trying to get the belts on the kind of the belts in there, a lot of the story building here won't matter as much. In fact, we haven't even built any storylines yet, which is going to probably hurt us in this show. But going forward, once the belts are on the line, we'll start to build some storylines between people and start to start to build up from there. Some of the rules in Japanese wrestling in New Japan will apply here, which means that if there is a tag match, and about 80% of the matches will be tag matches, if a champion is in the match and loses the match by pinfall, the person who pins them is instantly the number one contender for the next shot at a title, because they had the opportunity and they actually were able to, basically best the champion. So that will end up playing out. For now, though, we're just kind of getting warmed up, getting the groups together, getting the belts on the people, and we'll start to develop that going into the month of October in the game. Had good wrestling, decent reaction from the crowd. Young Bucks defeated the Best Friends. Nick Jackson defeats Chuck Taylor by pinfall. Nick Jackson head and shoulders above everybody else. Chuck Taylor was a weak link, struggling to keep up, which makes sense. Nick Jackson had a B, Matt Jackson had a C+, Trent a C-, and Chuck, unfortunately, with a D. Matt and Nick, great chemistry, of course. There were times where there was definite lack of this psychology on display. A Young Bucks match without psychology. Shocked. And the match had a tendency to drift a little bit. It was a little bit longer, giving its aim. And it was poorly paced, a high spot match. Really needed a crowd who was buzzing and ready for action. Unfortunately, they were not. So we got penalized from that. We have a hype video for Kishida versus Phoenix for our first championship match of the night for the contendership for the open vacancy of the junior heavyweight U.S. New Japan title. So IWGP US Junior Heavyweight Championship is on the line. And we have a decent match. Didn't have much heat, though. Kishida defeats Phoenix in 17 minutes by submission. Kishida lock? Shouldn't he have a hoverboard lock instead? Kishida wins the IWGP US Junior Heavyweight title. So, Chaos takes... Or actually, no, Kushida's not Chaos. No team takes the Junior Heavyweight titles. Instead, Kishida, sort of the outcast in all of it, takes the Junior Heavyweight. Both of them were... Phoenix was visibly tiring. Phoenix had an E+. Kishida had a C-, not bad. And we have a decent match between a three-way or a six-man tag match here with BC Elite and Suzuki-gun. Pretty good. BC Elite wins over Suzuki-gun 9 minutes when Cody defeats Tejano by pinfall with a beautiful disaster. Cody Rhodes head and shoulders above everybody else. Got the crowd hotter. This was actually a comedy match as well. Wow, Cody had a B-. Hangman had a D. I mean, yeah, everyone else is definitely a lot weaker. For our brand, Cody's definitely a main eventer. So we will see how that plays out for him. But BC Elite dominant over the lower tier of Suzuki-gun early on. And then we have another announcement saying that basically the LIJ America brand with Evil and Cobb will be fighting for the heavyweight tag team champions against Suzuki-gun's Killer Elite Squad. Yes, I want to continue without creating one. D+ isn't bad. It's a decent match. Evil and Cobb defeat the Killer Elite Squad in 14 minutes. Evil defeats David Boy Smith Jr. by pinfall with a running elbow, and thus win the heavy tag team titles. So LIJ now hold the heavyweight tag titles, defeating Suzuki-gun from it. Not bad. Evildoer got above average for his gimmick. Match got the crowd hotter, which is good. It was a good show. David Boy Smith Jr. unfortunately was a little bit off his game. Even so, C-. He's actually a lot better worker than I would have pinned him on. D. Evil's fine. Cobb's better. Lance Archer's better. And finally, we have a video package hyping up the United States Championship match between Juice Robinson and the contender who won a tournament in Japan for it, Zack Saber Jr., who is the de facto leader of the American branch of Suzuki-gun. Good match, see. And a match had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. Zack Saber defeats Juice Robinson in 20 minutes and ends up... I gotta fix that because I think I screwed up the weight restrictions. Because I am pretty certain that Zack Saber is in fact the within the weight qualifications for the heavyweight title. We'll take a look at the end of this, but I'm pretty sure he should have been. Either way, Zack Saber defeats Juice Robinson and becomes the U.S. champion. And let's take a look. Music production was slightly worse than one of our rivals. We'll have to look at some of that. So we're going to have to look at some of our production soon, because we are getting a hit on that. We'll give some compliments. Everyone did great. No one did bad. Let's go take a look at that. Let's fix that weight restriction, because I'm pretty sure. I mean, maybe Zach isn't within that weight restriction. Though I'm pretty sure he is a heavyweight. He moved up to the heavyweight division for certain. So it should be middleweight. Let's see, Zach. Main eventer, face positive, toned lightweight. You should be a middleweight. Huh. Let's fix that, because he actually is currently a middleweight. I mean, he was obviously, well, at least in, he's not actually a middleweight, but he should be a middleweight. There we go. Okay. We're doing a little tinkering behind the scenes, but he should be a middleweight, and thus, he should actually... We'll put him in there. It is a middleweight, is the restrictions for minimum weight, but Zach does qualify because he has actually moved up in weight class quite a long time ago. So we'll have to fix that. Also want to take a look at our broadcasting production. Really, it's kind of shocking that what would the upgrade cost be? $5,000 a show, cost $15,000 a month per show. I'd rather take the hit for now, to be honest. I mean, we're making a lot of money, and most of that money comes from our ticket sales and other things. But we'll have to take a look at it. Interesting. I'm shocked that wasn't on there. So this is Zack Saber is now the new United States champion. We do have a tag team championship for the heavyweight. We have a new junior heavyweight and junior heavyweight, and we do not have a junior tag team division champion yet. That'll happen in a Ring of Fire. But we have the beginnings of sort of who needs to be here and where. We're still going to hire some more people, I think. I think we need a few more. I think we're a little bit light. We also have to change some of these around. I don't think Band-Aid has an enhancement talent. He should be lower mid-carder. Some of these got wonky. We'll have to fix these in between. He should not be an opener. He should at least be a mid-carder. So we'll have to look at maybe growing, I think, the roster a little bit. I think we're a little bit light. But some of these obviously are very light, but we can move on that. But going forward in Ring of Fire, we have now the momentum to start moving through, and start to develop some plans, some tournaments, some other storylines. We have to build up some storylines as well. We're actually not required to run any storylines, but we will, because it will give us a momentum boost. And obviously, like real life New Japan, even though in the game New Japan's style doesn't require storylines, we're still going to build some very simple, very old school technical storylines of sportsmanship to help develop the plan going forward. Anyways, guys, that is it for today. I will see you next time for Ring of Fire and developing a little plan going forward for what is in store for New Japan America. Thank you for watching. I'll see you around.